Good day everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a reintroduction to Microsoft Excel, looking at some of the basic terms that you need to know. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to state what is Microsoft Excel, the main uses of Excel, and also some of the basic terms used in Excel. So first of all, what is Microsoft Excel and what is it used for? So Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet program included in the Microsoft Office suite of applications. Now there are several other spreadsheet programs that are out there, but we are going to be focusing on Microsoft Office version of spreadsheet. All right, so spreadsheet presents tables of values arranged in rows and columns that can be manipulated mathematically using both basic and complex arithmetic operations and formulas and functions. Sorry. The main uses of Excel include data entry, data management, accounting, financial analysis, and also charting and graphing. Now, there are several other uses, but we're just going to be looking at these for now, not in detail, just listing them so that you can be aware of some of the things that you can use Microsoft Excel to do. But again, it's not limited to what you're seeing here. So we're going to be looking at some of the basic terms right now. So the first term that we're going to be looking at is a spreadsheet. What is a spreadsheet? A spreadsheet is a table consisting of cells, which is rows, columns, and rows and column locations that hold accounting or financial data and simulates the traditional physical spreadsheet. It captures, displays, and manipulates data. So that's your basic definition of what a spreadsheet is. All right, just to show you that again, it's a basic definition there. Now we're going to be looking at for Microsoft Office version of spreadsheet. We're going to be looking at the quick access toolbar. So the quick access toolbar is a place where all the important tools can be placed, all the ones that you use on a frequent or a regular basis. You can place those there, and as you're seeing here, highlighted in red, this is where your quick access toolbar is located. Now you could add more things to your quick access toolbar, but it generally comes with some default options of undoing or redoing and also saving your document. The next term that we're going to be looking at is the ribbon. The ribbon is like an expanded menu. It depicts all the features of Excel in an easy to understand form. Now in your ribbon you have several tabs. First tab we have is the Home tab, then the Insert tab, the Formula or Formulas tab, the Page Layout and Date tab. Now these are again some of the basic tabs that you would see on your Excel window or in the ribbon as well. All right, so as you're seeing below, this is an example of what the ribbon look like. Right now it is showing that you're in the Home ribbon, in the Home tab, sorry, in the ribbon. So this is what you would call the ribbon. Next, we're going to be looking at worksheet. Now, worksheet is a single spreadsheet that contains cells organized by rows and columns. As you're seeing here, this would be an example of what a worksheet looks like. Now, down below, you have a default name of sheet 1. This can be, you can rename this to whatever name you would like, but again, it is a default name, sheet 1. If you want to add another sheet, you would simply press this plus sign that you're seeing here, which would automatically bring another sheet, and this would be also assign the name. Well, assign the new name sheet 2. You can also rename that as well. All right. Next, we're going to be looking at workbook. Now, as you're seeing here, without even putting the definition on screen as yet, in this you have more than one worksheet. All right. So based on seeing more than one worksheet, you can then make the assumption as it relates to what a workbook is by definition. So let me bring that on screen right now. So it says a workbook is a file that contains one or more worksheets that you can use to organize various kinds of related information. So you could have several worksheets in this one workbook, and you would save this. Right now, this, as you're seeing, is not saved right here, not saved. But if you should save this, let us say you have a car mart, you can save this workbook as your car mart, and in your car mart workbook, you could have several spreadsheets on different topics. All right, so that's something to note right there. Next, we have row, and also I think we're going to be looking at column. So a row, what is a row? First of all, it says a row is the horizontal section of a spreadsheet that is represented by numbers. So as you're seeing here, it's horizontal, represented by numbers. Numbers are to the left of, well, your left on screen, and again starting from 1 going onwards. A column, it says this is the vertical section of a spreadsheet that is represented by letters. So it's represented by letters, again starting from A going onwards. All right, as you go along, you will see you'll see exactly what this is all about when we actually get to the actual spreadsheet. The next term that we're going to be looking at is a range. What is a range? A range is a collection of 2 or more cells. And as you're seeing here, this is how you would represent a range of cells. So pay keen attention to how it is written. All right, so first of all, you would have the name of the cell from one cell to another cell. All right, and again, as we go along, you're going to see what this is all about. But a range is basically talking about a group of cells that either you have that contains some information, or a group of cells that you want to reference for some reason or so on. All right, so as you go along, you will see what this is all about. The next term is a record. Now, a record, it says here, worksheet rows with each cell in the row containing one item of information or value about a particular object or person. So as you're seeing here, highlighted in orange, or mustard for some persons who might say that this is mustard. As you're seeing here, this represents one record. So this person by the name is a male by the name of Ray. All the information that you're seeing in this row represents, well, it's basically for that person, and this will be called one record. All right, so another record would be Mr. Powell, which is a male as well. Another record would be Mr. Smith. Another record would be Mr. Zaka. All right, so that would be a record. The next term that we're going to be looking at is a value. Now, value is any data within a cell that begins with a number, i.e. numeric data. So any numeric data that you have in your Excel or in your Excel spreadsheet, would be considered as values. So in this table, as you're seeing down below, we have highlighted in pink some values that you again, well, numbers or numeric data. All right. The next term is labels. Now, a label is any data within a cell that begins with a letter, or i.e. Non-numeric data. So if it is non-numeric, it will be considered as label. For example, the heading used to identify a column of data and data within a cell. So all that you're seeing here highlighted in pink, as well as the headings up above, these are all considered to be labels. Next term is a cell. What is a cell? Now we've been talking a lot about range and so on. And you saw earlier, you saw the range with the cell name. So let's look at what a cell is this time. So the cell, as you're seeing here, it says the section of a spreadsheet that exists within the intersection of a column and a row. So any of these small rectangles that you're seeing here could be classified or as a cell. So this one that is highlighted in green, that is a cell, one single cell. Now a cell address. What is a cell address? A cell address is the unique identifier that every cell in a spreadsheet has. It is made up of rows. It's made up of row numbers and also column letters. So a cell address, as you're seeing here, it's basically pointing to the actual cell, but the address now is basically the column letter and the row number combined. So if you should look up at the top left of the screen, you will see here in this name box the cell address. And the cell address for this highlighted space is D13. Alright, so it's usually written up letter first, then number. Alright. So now we're going to be looking at another term, which is a formula. What is a formula? A formula is an expression which calculates the value of a cell or groups of cells or groups of cells. Alright, now formula is generally written as you're about to see with these examples. Right, so some basic formulas. So in one cell you could have equal, and a cell a formula should always start with your equal sign. Alright, so please remember your equal sign. So your formula, this is a formula that could be written in a cell. So it's equal 2 plus 5, and after selecting enter you would get your result in that cell that the formula was written in. Another way that you could write this formula is by using two cell addresses. So here you're seeing equal C4, whatever value that is in C4, you would add that to whatever value that is in D4. All right, so same formula using addition or plus to get your result. Another example, this is basically multiplication. Equals C4 multiplied by 9. You could also multiply whatever value using cell address by actual values or actual numbers to get your result as well. So whatever value, let us say you place this formula in a cell, and whatever value that is placed in C4 would be multiplied by 9. And again, when we go to Excel, you will be able to understand a little bit more um, about what I'm talking about. Now C4, which is another example, multiplied by D4, and this is now talking again about whatever value that is in C4 will be multiplied by uh, whatever value that is placed in D4. This is another example showing you subtraction and one for division. All right. Now, function. What is a function? Now, it says functions are predefined formulas and are already available in Excel. So these are predefined formulas that are already available in Excel. There are several functions for you to note, several functions. I'm just going to be showing you two at this time. So we have on screen the sum function and the average function. Now, as it says, it is predefined. So in that term, sum is already predefined calculation for adding. All right, so all you need to do is to select the range of cells, and that the function will be carried out. All right. Also for the average predefined, all you need to do is to select the range of cells, and the average will be calculated automatically. As we go along, you'll see what that is all about as well. Just a few more terms to look at. Name box and also the formula bar. All right, so this is based on the presentation that I had for class. So it says use source or definition for these. But again, your name box and formula bar is simply talking about your, as was mentioned earlier, this space here in your work area that you would see the cell address that you're actually in. So let us say for in this case you're in cell A1, you would see in that name box the address. All right, and also this is the formula bar. If you should in cell A1 write a formula function, you would actually see your function being represented um, in this space right here. All right, so as we go along, you'll get to see what this is also about. So thank you very much. And again, this is basically the reintroduction to information technology to Microsoft Excel. I hope that you learned from this presentation. Thank you.